I'm Doug, and welcome to the June 2013 viewer feedback episode for AnimeCons TV. Each month we sort through our feedback and answer your questions. This month we've got voicemails, email, Twitter comments. We also take a look at what's hot on our forums and share a list of upcoming conventions. Unfortunately, Sketch is still recovering for his bachelor party. There's something about a banana, I'm not really quite sure. So I'm going to kick it off with voicemail. Let's get this one started.
You know, sometimes I feel like just staring at you, like for 10 feet, and leaving you a voicemail anyway. So that happened.
Yeah, we kind of have some stalker issues now. People apparently found out that I work at Anime Boston and decided to set up a table. I think they're promoting to some other convention. I don't know. It's a little weird, but let's keep them rolling.
Hey there, AnimeCons. It's Movie Phone. I have decided to call you out how many times I will call. Anyway, so let's see. I've got a running hook from Patrick T, shaking hands with Doug, and Elizabeth B. here. I'll check in later. Bye.
Sounds like a typical convention. Elizabeth every so often will beat me up at one too. Don't tell her I said that. And here's with more.
Hi, this is the new Movie Phone. I'm calling on behalf of this old movie phone that is no longer around. I have fun with him. Just kidding. He's alright. I'm just calling on behalf of him. Hello, Sketch. How are you in Stable Building? I heard that there is quite a commotion between you, Movie Phone, and commercial guy, I heard his name was. And then Canadian guy stepped in out of nowhere. Not sure what that was about. Anyways, I just wanted to say hello. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, Sketch and Movie Film Guy definitely have a special relationship. Sometimes it's a little more special than others when they send strange things in the mail, but hey, more power to them. I'm not going to let them get anyone else's way. And they keep rolling.
Hi, this message is for Mr. Patrick Duke. I hear you're doing a great job on the connections. Good way to go. Well done. Good job. Keep up the good work. You have a nice day.
Yes, we're all very proud of all the hard work that Patrick D puts into this podcast. Now if only we could start paying him to do it. Oh well. Let's hear another one.
Next time on AnimeCons voicemail. Table, how could you? What have you done to Sketch? Find out more on the next episode.
Yeah, the less that's said about that table, probably the better. It's a little jealous of the banana. And last one.
Don't you forget about me. I watch your podcast, and then I call and sing.
This kind of reminds me of the singing telegram scene from Clue. How did that end again? Anyway, now we're going to move on to the next part of the podcast, showing the works of what people, if they prefer the written word. I'm going to hand it off to Elizabeth.
Hey everyone, Elizabeth here for my part of this feedback episode. I have an email. It's about masquerades. Hi ACTV. My question is about masquerades. Year after year, I gather with other otaku and suspend disbelief as I watch for my favorite characters to come to life on stage during the masquerade. I'm in awe of all these people who pour their time, effort, and resources into cosplay. From the cardboard mecha to the screen-perfect shell, these people put themselves out there, not always to favorable reviews. How do you start? How do you deal with criticism? Do you remember your first masquerade? I'd appreciate any advice you guys can offer. I'm going to get more coffee now. Thanks, a fan. Definitely like that coffee mention. I've competed in several masquerades, and it's really cool that you want to do this and get into it. Now, you've seen lots of masquerades. You know what you've seen on stage. You probably have a good idea of what you like and what you don't like, and you may be able to compare this to what judges have given awards to or not, and what the audience has liked or not. So, but if you don't have a good sense of what people have done in masquerades, find some online. You can scour YouTube to find masquerade presentations and skits, AC Paradise is a huge database of skits going back to the 90s if you want to see some really old stuff. To start, you just need an idea. It either comes from, hey, I want to do this costume, what should my presentation be about? Or, hey, I have this cool idea for a presentation, what should the costume be that goes with it? You can do something by yourself, which can be challenging, or you can find some friends to join you who like the show that you want to do or like the idea that you have, and then they can contribute, and you can use the strengths from everybody in the group to come up with a really great idea and really great costumes with it. How do you deal with criticism? You ignore it. Just ignore it. People will say, oh, the skits were so stupid. Oh, I'm so sick of seeing dance skits. And skits that aren't funny, but people think they're funny. But they don't go up there and do it themselves. You're taking the step of going up there and doing it yourself, and you have the guts to do that, and they don't. So don't listen to the criticism that people put out there. Just do what you want to do and have fun. That's the most important thing, is having fun when you're doing a masquerade, because then it's not worth the time, effort, and resources, as you said in your email. My first masquerade, I did a bunch of walk-on type things before, but my first masquerade was Arisia 2009. Yeah. I did something by myself. It's a sci-fi convention, so it's a little different because they're very heavy on the costumes instead of a performance, because they do workmanship and presentation, so it's how you actually present the costume on stage. And it was really simple what I did. I did Briar Rose from Sleeping Beauty, so in her peasant kind of form, and I wanted to make all the animals, but I made a little squirrel and then the two birds to go with me, so I had those with me on stage, and I just kind of went on and I twirled around and I went off and I interacted with my animals, and the judges must have really liked it because I won best novice for workmanship and presentation, which I was just like, oh my god. I honestly don't remember the first anime masquerade I entered. I've been in a few, but you just gotta be prepared for it. You gotta read the rules carefully and know what you're getting into. Even if you've seen a cons masquerade before, the rules can change from director to director, so make sure you read the rules if you want to do it. But totally go for it. If you have any more questions, send us an email. I think all of us except for Doug have competed in several masquerades, so we can definitely answer any questions you have. General questions, if you have specific questions about a contest you're entering, definitely ask the masquerade director of that convention. And we also have some Twitter feedback from Mary W., who is at String Sonata. Just some quick podcast feedback. When you interview congoers at various conventions, I wish you guys would interview a broader variety of types of attendees. I feel like you focus on interviewing cosplayers too much. Cosplayers are awesome, but hardcore cosplayers tend to not do much besides cosplay at cons, so I feel like I'm not hearing much about the sort of thing I care about at cons. Example, pretty much everyone you interview says that they don't go to panels. Obviously, you can't control the responses you get, but I think there's probably a correlation between that and how many interviewees are cosplayers. I do agree. When I cosplay a lot at conventions, I don't go to as much stuff as I'd like because I'm spending so much time in costume. I think we get drawn to cosplayers because we want to ask them what they're cosplaying, and we want to showcase really cool costumes, but we will definitely try in the future to interview more non-cosplayers to get their feel about the convention. We definitely try and hit people up when they're waiting in panel rooms, because then they're obviously going to be going to a panel. So we will definitely keep that in mind as we do more con reports in the future, especially as we're able to get a chance to do more West Coast conventions with Patrick moving away. Patrick moved away. There's also a great thread on our forums discussing tech at conventions. If you are involved in the tech planning for your con, or if you're curious what goes into providing all the lights and sounds for the convention, be sure to head over to our forums forums at animecons.com and check out the active discussion. Tech does so much work at conventions. It's a really big part of it. So if you haven't thanked your local convention tech people, please do, because they do so much work to make sure that the convention has everything that it needs and everything goes the way it's supposed to. Now let's take a look at the anime conventions coming in the next few months.
Coming soon on AnimeCons TV, we'll be doing another report from PortCon, Maine. Chris Kaysen will sit down with us for an interview and a whole lot more. But we won't have an episode on Monday, July 29th, because we'll all be still recovering from Sketch and Shiva's wedding. Give them their congrats, guys. But in the meantime, you can subscribe to us on iTunes at itunes.animecons.tv, on YouTube at youtube.com/animeconspodcast. You can even follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/animeconstv, and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/animeconspodcast. We need your voicemails. I mean, Movie Phone I can't do all the work by himself, as much as he'd like to. You can call and leave us a voicemail at 762-ADEQUATE, that's 762-233-7828. You know, we want to hear some con reports. Call and leave a 30 to 60 second voicemail. Let us know what you think about some of the cons during the summer. And there's a ton going on. And if you're not sure which ones to go to, you can always find conventions near you at animecons.com and fancons.com. Once again, we love hearing from you guys. I mean, this episode, we had a ton of great feedback. You can leave a voicemail, like we said, or you can send us an email at podcast@animecons.tv. And once again, don't forget to check out the forums, forums.animecons.com. We'll see you next time.